Getting back to what I was talking about with driving in the snow. Like I said, leave room because the trucks will accelerate very well, but they won't stop. And that can make for a field day when everybody decides to stop in front of you quickly and you're going through them. Other thing to do, I'm not a chain up kind of person. I don't have any chains. My theory's always been, if I need chains for the roads I drive on, I don't need to be driving right then. So I will park. Also, if the conditions are so bad that you feel you need to have your four-ways on, it's time to park. So there, and my theory's always been about 40 miles an hour. If I can't hold 40 on the highway, the roads that I'm in. Now, I'm not saying this is everywhere, because I know there's roads that, there's places in the country out there that you're just not gonna do 40. But the roads that I drive on, if I can't do 40 safely, again, it's time for me to park. And I'm okay with parking. I'll park more often than not. I err on the safe side. One, I don't need to kill anybody. Two, I like living. And three, I really don't want to be in a wreck. So I'm not worried about my driving. It's everybody else's driving around me. And also in your truck, I don't worry about it as much for me because I do pack all my food for the week and I cook in my truck all the time. I'm perfectly fine with that. I also don't run my truck low often. I try to fill up about quarter tank no matter what. So for me, when I get down to a quarter tank of fuel, I'm empty. It is time to fill up. But if I'm out here and they're calling for some major snow, I'm going to keep my truck above half, no matter what. Keep extra and warm clothes. Keep extra blankets with you. I mean, really, it's kind of the standard no-brainer kind of stuff when driving in the snow. Look, you could be stranded for a week. You need to make sure you have enough of everything to get you through a week. So I've never been stranded out there that long. I've actually never been stranded. I don't put myself in those situations, but they could always happen. Make sure you have extra warm stuff in case, God forbid, one, you get stranded, and then two, your truck breaks down. You need to be able to survive if your truck is off. So it very easily could happen. I would say that's not the norm, but again, you get in a wreck and take out the radiator, you can't run your truck. So, and if they can't get to you for 2 or 3 days, your truck's off for 2 or 3 days. You need to be able to stay warm. So I would say with that, make sure you have, getting back on the food, make sure you have enough food for a few days. I hear people talk about emergency food you do not touch unless it's an emergency. And I got another phone call. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Good afternoon, folks. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday. Just wanted to stop in here in the Tennessee mountains, or some of you West Coasters would consider these the Tennessee foothills. But yeah, this is the weather we're having right now. Just cruising along. We're heading up to Nashville today. We're going to be loading a load out of the rail yard. I'm picking up one auction vehicle because my other unit is he can only load 7, and we got 8 cars at the auction right now. So I'm going to load, I think it's a Silverado, over my head rack, and then I will be taking what do I have? 1500 Dodge, 2 2500 Dodges, 3500 cabin chassis, and a Compass. Taking them back to Knoxville. So yeah, we're gonna get up there, get those loaded up. Just kind of watching the road, make sure they don't ice up. Seeing how it's the first snow of the year. They shouldn't. It's really not cold enough. I mean, I guess the outside air temperature it's 31 degrees out right now. But I mean, other than the bridges, I think the ground right now is still going to be too warm. We've still had a lot of 40s and 50-degree days lately, so I think the ground's going to be too warm to really have any kind of icing. But always got to pay attention. Always got to try to think ahead of the storm. And storm. Think ahead of the weather. I don't want to say storm because this isn't any kind of storm. Tennessee really doesn't get any kind of snowstorms at all. Not compared to what some of you northern states will get. I mean, I grew up in Rochester, New York. I grew up with 70 to 110 inches of snow every year. But yeah, I mean, the issue is, and I know a lot of people laugh at the southern states, saying they can't drive in the weather, but I guess the biggest thing you really gotta think of when you're driving in the southern states, yeah, there may only be a ½ inch of snow on the roads, but the biggest thing to worry about when you're driving in the south is you don't have the salt buildup on the roads like you would up in the northern states. A lot of northern states, you'll get 6 inches of snow, but because of all the salt that's used literally every night, you have a good layer of dust, of salt powder on the roads, ground into the asphalt. I mean, we've all seen it. The road's dry, and there's literally, the road's white, not black anymore, and it's just a constant powder in the air. So yeah, you don't have that salt powder just built up into the road like you would in the northern states. So in the northern states, yeah, you might have 6 inches of snow, but underneath it is a wet, slushy base, where you can get fairly decent traction. Down here in the south, you don't have that. Yeah, they'll salt the roads a couple times, and they'll put the pre-storm chemicals on and stuff like that, but you're not going to get all that salt and all that slush underneath the snow where you can get traction, and it'll be black ice. And that's kind of the biggest thing you got to worry about with running southern states in the snows. You may be a northern runner, go, oh, I got this. That's a piece of cake, but yet once you get into the south, it can get slippery quick. The black ice can can build up real fast. I don't know why that ambulance is on the shoulder. But I guess that's kind of my 2 cents. Tips for some of the drivers that don't drive, or new drivers. I wouldn't say drivers that don't drive in the snow, because I think we all get into it. But newer drivers, I would say some of the things to really think about is semis will have all the traction in the world to get up to speed, and it will give you a false confidence, because man, you get on that throttle and wow, it's not slipping at all. I have tons of power. I must have a ton of traction. And I'll tell you what, it's like being in a 4-wheel drive SUV. You can get up and go, but you can't stop. So just remember that. Be very careful when you're driving in the snow around people, because I would say, for the most part, not even close to 20% of the big wrecks are caused by semis. I would say 95% of us are very safe drivers out there. But it's just something to remember. You need to back off, give yourself literally 5 to 10 times the amount of stopping room that you think you need. Because when you need 8 times the stopping room and you only left yourself 6, guess what? You didn't stop in time. So leave yourself a ton of extra space. It does get aggravating, but stay back from the cars in front of you. Even in slow traffic, you may have people jumping in front of you non-stop, and you might get a couple idiots on the CB going, oh, come on, parking lot, come on, driver, step it up a little bit, you're holding everybody up. Yeah, you might get some hot rodders out there that they're going to get on your case. Look, if it gets bad and it's going to bother you, just turn the radio off. Otherwise, you can either not say a word to them, or you can just say, look, go around me. If you think I'm holding you up, just go around.